my Nc750. Just put this little pipe on, come with that and this, nice and neat, not too big, fairly loud but not silly loud. Didn't mind the standard pipe, which is over there, which is in really good condition. Just found it a little quiet, and like a lot of people, I think loud pipes, well, I think they're safer. People hear you. I know they've got to look for you, and sometimes some idiots don't look, but the noise does help. But what I did do is I fitted one of those booster plugs. I can't really show you, but let's turn it up. It's basically, as you know, the battery's behind there. You get to the air filter, 2 screws down there. You take this side cowling off, that side, or cowling or bodywork, whatever you want to call it, trim off, and then you take this off. Now this trim here, which is one piece, which runs all the way around, I've found you don't actually have to take that off. If you take these off and remove this, you can take the lock and this all out and move it backwards here. You can get access to the air box enough to pull it up and take the air sensor out, swap it. You just put the new air sensor in, and then part of that plugs into the old one, male and female, and then it comes with a long extended cable with a probe on the end. I don't know if you can see it, but well, you can see various cables down there, but basically I've put the probe there, that little see if I can wiggle me fit them where my finger is there. That's the probe, so that's in with the fresh air that comes along, hits it. Problem I was having with it is probably, I mean, this is a 2016 model. I don't think you can do it to 21 models and onwards. You can do it up to 20 or 21, but you want to check that out. It was hitting the rev limiter. Noticed it when I was doing a bit of touring. I come off the motorway, joined the motorway, opened up my first from a petrol station, and it 6.25 or whatever revs, and it just hit the rev limit, and it just was like, it just stopped. You only notice it, don't notice it so much in the later gears, but I did notice it. I thought I didn't like that, so I've put it in. I've only taken it for a small test run. And the way these work, I ain't going to get too technical because I don't quite understand it all, but you're talking about the open and closed loop thing. So on this model, so what it does is when you're going along and you're opening and using the throttle, it's activating, it's working, it's pushing a little bit more fuel through. I opened it up a little bit, and after running it for about 5 minutes or so, just around town, opened up a bit, and it just felt a lot smoother. It just seemed to just take off. I wouldn't, it ain't like something you've bunged another 300 cc's in, but it just felt really smooth, and it definitely went way past 6,500 revs, and I didn't feel this sort of like dreadful surge, this hitting a sort of lack of nothing, like someone's just flicked the ignition off. I'm running with a slightly smaller sprocket on the rear. On this, I changed the chain. I put standard on the front. Just come down a bit on the rear and change the to a nice gold O-ring chain on it as well. It's a nice tidy bike, and I'll take it for a better run over the weekend. Do a bit of dual carriage, run a bit of motorway, one thing and another, and see how it goes there. But I wouldn't worry too much about the fuel by all accounts, because if you're cruising on the motorway, it knows you're not activating the throttle. It will revert back to its standard map setting, and then when you open it up again, it's when you apply the throttle, it reacts and changes. By all accounts, this is what I've read, and because you're hearing people saying, some people say, it relearns itself, so it goes back to normal after a while. Well, apparently it doesn't. But anyway, there you go. So that's my one. My one's it come with the Shad heated seat, which is the gizmo on there. come with a Honda heated grips, Honda luggage kit, side and side panniers and top box. Obviously the rack, and then all slots onto these, which takes you a couple of minutes literally to change the side panels, and if you like, top box on and off. All in all, it's got everything on it. It's got a taller screen on it. Got these, I don't know what you call these things, but whatever they're called, they're on there. Fender extender on the front, and this hugger thing, or whatever you want to call it, on the back. Tyres or Pirelli's, pretty much brand new. Like the way it rides. Find the seat very comfortable, because having just before I bought one, a lot of people were moaning about the standard seat. So I actually got this with the shad seat on it. It all come with it really. All I've done is I've put the new rear sprocket, new chain, new front sprocket, changed the coolant. I have checked the pads. The valve clearances don't need doing yet. This is done about 13,500 miles now, this bike. It sounds quite. I will do it at about 16. I will check it, which I should have waited really, because I drained the coolant. I think I should have just waited till I've done that. But the coolant did look fairly clean, to be honest. Nice colour, a couple of little small chips here and there, but overall it's a 90% clean bike, and I'm well happy with it. I mean, it ain't no speed machine, but hey, it's quick enough for me. But I just didn't like that rev limiter thing. I looked into getting it remapped. I've been online. I've sent emails out and bits and pieces and stuff, mainly because I didn't like the way it felt as it hit that rev limiter. And not that it's something I do a lot, but I've got to say, in the small spell that I've rode it, which wasn't a lot, only maybe 5 or 6 miles, I didn't really have the right gear on, and I'd fitted it, and I went out in a bit of a rush to test ride it. So maybe it's a bit early doors to be saying, but it felt like an improvement, right? And for me, that's a good step. It wasn't a fortune. I think I paid about 135 quid for the booster plug, and it is the one that's called a booster plug. Can't remember where I got it, Race Tech or something like that. I can't remember, but it come within a couple of days, and it's very easy to fit. I mean, honestly, it's child's play, absolutely. So there you go. I'll put this on, and what I'll do is, come the weekend, I'll do I'll start it up, but we're inside my shed here, so it's going to sound bloody loud. Obviously, that 2 hands. Obviously, it's quite loud in here. It's echoing. Loud enough. 310mm. I suppose if you went a little bit longer, might be a little bit quieter. Baffle on this one goes up there, but as I say, you can hear me coming, which is what I really want. I did stick an aftermarket horn on. I've kept the original, obviously, but I didn't like the little noddy hooter on it. I've got to be honest with you. It sounds like a quite nice deep tone alt now, and I did fit that on this plate because I just found the original brake lever, foot brake lever, just quite small, and this way you can't really miss it. To be honest, you can't really miss it at all. Mine's got a main stand on it. It come with it. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm really happy with the bike. I rode it recently to South Wales from Essex, and then stayed the night and went to North Wales on the next day, and then on to Liverpool, all in that same day. And then stayed a couple of days, and rode all the way to Liverpool. Just really boring motorway stuff. Then coming back on the motorway back to Essex, and yeah, I mean, I can't remember what the fuel was delivering. 75, 80, something like that. I mean, I weren't exactly crawling along. I was kind of cruising at sort of like 75 and upwards. Really, it seemed quite happy at that speed. And I put a 39 tooth on the rear. You can get 41 for this. Maybe the 41 might be the sweet spot. I don't know. I'll figure with this pipe, maybe that a 39, but I mean it would pull in 6th gear even with the 39 on. I found you could get into it. Did drop the revs quite a lot, so you can stretch the gears a little bit further. That was one of the bugbears I didn't like with the standard. What is it? A 43 in it, I think, on the rear. Sorry, no, 44. Well, I've got it up here. Look, I just blink. Look, 43. Yeah, that's the standard 43. So I've come down by 4 teeth. It's not massive. I guess that's a bit. It's a bit like changing one on the front. It's the equivalent of going more or less one up on the front, but you haven't got the space, I don't think, to go one up on the because that would have the same effect going one up on the front to roughly 3 on going down on the rear. But it looks quite tight for space for me, and I couldn't find one for love nor money because that would have been the preferred choice, to be honest with you. So I had to piss ball about with chains, and that's why I changed the chain. But the original chain was very good, so I've kept that, which I can use if I want to go back to the 43. But maybe potentially the 41 might be the answer, but it doesn't lag. You can get it into top gear and it will pull, but obviously it loses a little bit of, like, obviously it's not going to be quite as lively low down. But the 41 might be the answer. But that's down to whatever. But I was laden with gear. I had panniers and stuff, and I was all like, the bike was heavy with me on it as well. And it was still doing. It's probably doing in the 70s to the gallon. I was moving a bit. I wasn't hanging around, and I was happy with it. Very comfortable. And don't know what else to say, really. Got this one on the internet off a dealer in Newcastle, because I was a bit fussy with. I wanted to go and do a little bit of touring on it, so I wanted a top box rack and preferably the panniers. I was seeing them with the panniers, with the top box and rack, and I was still going to have to spend money out on panniers and bits and pieces, taller screen. Most of them did have heated grips. None of them, not often, had the original seat. So, I mean, I think one of these seats, was something like about 300 quid for one of these. So if you figure up about £800 worth of panniers plus the rack and everything, you're probably looking at well over £1,000 just on there. Anyway, listen, I hope you enjoy this, and I'll try and should have got it out of the garage really, but there she is. And yeah, I mean, this is my music channel that I do with me guys, but I'm not too sure how to start another channel, so I'm just going to put this on the music channel. What the hell? For people who like it, who don't. You can look. Takes your choice. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.